Hey guys, welcome to today's recording of our video. It's Tuesday today, just before John says good morning. It's Monday, and good morning because it still is, which is good as well, isn't it? Just as bad. Yeah.
We're early. We're never early, are we?
We're not early usually, no. So welcome. Hope you're all refreshed after a long Easter weekend. For some of those that have been on holiday, hope you're nice and refreshed.
Nope. Not in the slightest.
Are we all booked up for that spa now? Break? We were going to have a spa break, weren't we? Yeah, we had a busy old time over Easter. Cramming lots of stuff in. Some of which we want to share with you.
We will. Sorry, I'm just trying to set up my windows here at the same time.
It's very disturbing. So what have you guys been up to then? Do write us comments in the box there. Let us know what you've been up to. Also, if you've got any questions about anything we're going to talk about, or any of your own experiences, which we're really more keen on, to be honest. I'd like to hear what you've kind of learnt while you've been on holiday over the last couple of weeks, or maybe other holidays you've been on. Share with us some of the things you've learnt, maybe some of the things you've put into practice, having had experiences whilst you've been away.
Yeah, the idea. I mean, we're not going to sit here just for the next half hour, just show you our holiday snaps.
Yeah, I was. I've got them out here. That's exactly what I was going to do. Was there more content we wanted me to add?
I think we kind of need a little bit of a business angle on this.
Just bragging rights? No, you've been on. You not do that. Is that not?
No, I don't think so.
You're not looking to do that.
No,
that's good. That's good. So whilst we've been very busy learning, haven't we?
We have
very busy. Swiping in, deploying. Well, not quite the deploying yet, but we've been doing all this. We've done all the swiping.
It's our first day back at work. It's 2 minutes to midday. We've not had much time for some deploying yet.
No,
but there will be some deploying of this. You can assure. I mean, some of the stuff we've already been deploying in our business, and it's just nice to see someone else doing it, and particularly someone doing it really, really well. So, shall we kind of
do the intros for the podcast, and then we'll dive straight into your holiday.
I need to remember this is episode 21 because we did some filler episodes for the podcast people while we were away. So I think you've already said, say hi everybody. Oh, hang on, who's here? It's Hannah. Morning, Hannah. How are you? Working on your final assignment for term 2 of your masters, avoiding thinking about one cigarette. So you're procrastinating. Cool.
Yes, that's it. Procrastinate with the best of us. That's always the best way.
I mean, why else would you be watching a video on Facebook on the first working day back after a bank holiday weekend, unless you are procrastinating?
Yeah, or thinking about a blog post that you're going to be putting up at some stage this week. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's part of the Masters programme, I don't know.
Could be. Cool.
Maybe let us know, Hannah.
Keep the comments coming, guys. We're going to dive straight into the intro now for the podcast. And, there we go. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 21 of the Big Idea Podcast. I'm John, here as always with Mr. Jason Brockman.
Hi John, hi everybody.
And welcome back to the country, because, you've not been abroad, have you? You've been...
Costa del London.
I've been off to the Sunshine State of Florida, doing Disney and Universal and roller coasters and junk food. And
not necessarily in that order.
Junk food, then roller coasters, then junk food again. But we've kind of come together today and said, well, you know what? Whilst we've been away, we have spotted several things that people can swipe and deploy in their own business. Lots of things that we talk about on the podcast, lots of things we've covered before in some detail, lots of things we do in our businesses, but to see it done, particularly Disney, do them really, really well. It's almost an art form. So we thought it'd be useful for you guys just to sit back and enjoy, and for us to just have a little chat, a little discussion about some of the wonderful things that we've seen. So do you want to kick us off, Jason, with...
Yeah, I was going to say, I suppose, you've been to Florida and to Disney and things like that. I've been to London and done some of the Merlin attractions there. One of my things for the vision board was to get the kids some Merlin passes so we can go to any of the Merlin attractions. So outside of London, that's like Alton Towers, Chessington, Thorpe Park. Inside London, they've got Madame Tussauds, they've got Shrek Adventure, they've got the London Eye and the Sea Life Centre that's there as well. Madame Tussauds, did I say that? Might have done. No, mind, that's it. So we went primarily for a week just to soak up some of those things and do a few other touristy things like jump on the bus and have a tour around London and things like that. So that's what I was doing. So that's kind of how it kind of fits in with some of the stuff you've been doing in Florida too, I guess.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So one of the first things we were going to talk about was bundling. That's not. I remember bundling at school, and it was a very different thing to what we're going to be talking about here. This is exactly, yeah. We're talking price bundling, aren't we?
We are bundling of price or of the services or of the value that you're buying into when you do any of these attraction type things. Really, for me, there were lots of opportunities that they kind of bundle things together. Whether that was the photo products, which we'll talk about in length and a bit later on with one of the other things, or whether that was food bundling or drink bundling, or whether that was actually the free gifts and things like that they put into the ticket price to try to get you to do more. The kind of the walk up to the door prices, for example, on the London attractions, is you can kind of do one for £40 and two for 65 and 3 for 75 and 4 attractions for £100 or something like that per person, that kind of pricing. So they kind of bundled their own experiences together and kind of try to make you know, it's kind of almost no-brainers. Actually, I could do one for that price, but I could do two for, that's quite a bit cheaper, and actually 3 is even more cheaper. So it's kind of getting you to kind of do that. So kind of thinking of that really with bundling.
Yeah, I mean, I posted a screenshot up in the Facebook group.
Disney Towels.
It was the Disney Towels, yeah. And it's very interesting to see the psychology that they're deploying. This was Disney in here. And for those who haven't seen the Facebook group, you can join bigidea.co.uk/Facebook. But basically, this image was in huge letters. 2 for, I think it was $40 or $39.99, wasn't it? 2 for $39.99. And then in tiny letters above that, 1 for $25.
It was that small, wasn't it?
It was absolutely tiny. You literally had to go up really close to actually see what the price of one was. They don't want you to buy one. They work out, all right, how much we want to sell these towels for. We want to sell them for $20 each. Okay, so that's 2 for $40. What about people who only want one? Well, they get penalised. Let's increase the price. Most people say, well, right, I'm going to sell these. I want to sell them for $25. How much shall we discount them for people who buy more than one? Well, what Disney do is they say, right, how much we want to sell 2 for? We want to sell 2 for $40. Okay, how much shall we increase the price by if people only buy one? Well, we'll increase the price by like 25%.
So a single supplement in terms of holidaying
absolutely.
And stuff like that.
And then,
actually charge you a little bit more.
And then the marketing totally reflects that, because let's say they don't lead with a cheaper price. They don't say our towels are $25. They say our towels are 2 for $40 or 1 for $25.
We saw that as well. I mean, obviously in London, and I know we saw it together when we were up in London some time ago. We went into the
M&M shop.
Had a little chocolate store, I was going to call it.
Loved it.
That little chocolate store is the one I was going to say. Yeah, but if you want to call it what it is, then that's great. So the M&M store in London, and it's full of that. Every kind of counter has something like that. They want to shift, a number of cereal bowls, or they want to shift a number of products, whatever that might be. It is very much here's a price for you guys to buy 2 of them, but actually I'm going to charge you a little bit more if you want to just buy the one.
Yeah.
But why would you? It doesn't make any sense.
But they don't advertise one.
It's no-brainer stuff. Let's make this no-brainer. You don't. You've got to look on the back of the packet for the one price, but everywhere it's 2 of these for that. And you don't. And who wants one cereal bowl? You don't necessarily want that, do you? So.
Sad, lonely people. Not the sort of people that we listen to our podcast. So
no-brainer bundling. That's it. Yeah, make it so it makes no sense not to go for more than one, because that makes it easy.
But I think that's a lesson that so many businesses can learn, unless you've got a product which you would literally only buy one copy of. Some software perhaps would be appropriate for that, but then perhaps you bundle it in with a similar product. But for most people, the majority of people would be happy to buy more than one version of what you do, more than one copy of what you do. So bundle it. And don't be ashamed to do that, because people will look at that and say, oh, it's 2 for that. Oh, 2 for $40. Oh, I'll get 4. They might have been thinking about buying 3 and they buy 4, or they might have been thinking about buying 1 and they buy 2. You are massively increasing the price that people buy at. And again, get that Disney psychology into your head that you do not discount the price for more than one, you penalise the person for only buying one single supplement, like you said.
Yeah, and you can apply it across the board, can't you? If you're selling cushions, you can do say everybody wants a set of 4 cushions because that's the normal, or 6 or whatever the normal is. I don't really buy cushions, but so a set of 4 of something, then actually you just make it that price. Isn't it? You can have a garage service, it's a service and an MOT, bundle it together. That's a price. Or you can spend 150 quid on a service and 50 quid on your MOT, or you can have 120 for the, it's kind of bundled there, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of leads into margins as well, because Disney in particular are huge on their margins. They never ever forget about the margin. It's not, we talked about this before we came on air. And so many people say, well, I'll buy it for £1. I'll sell it for £2. Oh, I've doubled my money there. Well, you haven't, because you haven't factored in your cost of manufacturing it. You haven't factored in the cost of actually producing it, your overheads, your staffing costs, your marketing costs. You haven't factored in any of that. If you're only doubling your money, you're probably not making any money. And I think I said to you that the main one that really amazed me was the churros at Disney, because we went to Lanzarote last year and went to one of the markets, and there was this guy there selling churros. And churros is basically it's donut mix fed through like a tube to make a long strip, and then they chop it up into these long strips, and you can dip it into some chocolate spread.
Chunky donut spaghetti. Is that it?
Pretty much, yeah. And at the markets, they're selling this. I think it was either €1.50 or €2. So that works out, probably £1.60, something like that. Disney are selling churros $7 for one little, what's that?
Foot.
Better foot.
It's 2 hands. For those who can't
Which
see.
works really well on an audio podcast. How long is this? Yeah. For those listening, I was making a gesture with my hands.
You're also asking me as well, aren't you? Because, who knows what this measurement size things are? I have no idea.
So about
an inch.
About a foot. One single churros, a little bit of chocolate sauce, $7. What is the cost of producing that churros mix and putting it through a feed and putting a little bit of chocolate sauce with it? Probably in the region of 15 to 20 cents. So $6.80 profit on that one item, which of course they then bundle up and say, why not get 2 for $10? So
you've got your bundling in there as well. Do you think the reason for those, and I think it's 2 areas which I might touch on somewhere else down the road there, but is scarcity and exclusivity. As 2 reasons, kind of, they can actually get away with bundling or making the price as it is.
Absolutely,
is really for them, and for us as well, really, in any business.
Yeah. A lot of that is psychology with Disney. It's with the shops, with the photos, with the merchandise, with the food. It's all about pumping people full of endorphins. Let's get them on roller coasters, let's get them having a really, really good time, let's get them really happy, let's get those endorphins firing, and then give them the opportunity to purchase something. But with the food in particular, you walk around the park and you smell this food before you're even anywhere near it. You just go, what is that? That's cinnamon. Why can I smell cinnamon? And then 20 feet away, there's someone that sells cinnamon baked almonds. And it's not coming, that smell is not coming from that stand. It's being piped in 20 feet away to make people go, oh, what's that smell? Oh, that's candy floss. Where can I smell candy floss? Oh, there's a candy floss store over there. And all these aromas come in to be, reminiscent of your childhood or of, Christ, if they do it in this country, it'd be like, oh, freshly cut grass. Reminds me of my youth,
Well, if they do in this country, you'll be walking into a chocolate store and smelling an awful lot of chocolate just as you get to outside the store. Yeah. You've got this waft of chocolate, haven't you?
It is. It's just exactly
well-known chocolate store that we went to. Yeah.
But I remember just walking around. I mean, even the toilets. I never thought I'd be talking about the toilets at Disney, but even the toilets at Disney smelt nice.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in, you didn't go that, oh, someone's masked the smell in here with some, with some Glade. It was, oh, it actually smells nice in here. I can't discern what the actual smell is, but it's like, it actually smells nice in here. And you just, they
So
just
really
fire
it's
this
appealing
in-
to all of the senses, really, in order to get you to feel the
Yeah.
product, and then the why is actually, I want this because it smells nice, it looks nice, it's going to taste nice,
Yeah.
and it's a few more dollars than I'd have thought I was going to be spending on it, but I'm going to have that because it appeals to me. And
Okay, it's a really hot day. It's 34 degrees Celsius. The sun is baking down on you. The humidity is atrocious. And then you see a stall, like a market stall. And there's fresh fruit lined up. And the guy selling it has got the old market keeper's uniform on. And there's ice everywhere. Fresh ice. So all the drinks are in ice. There's no fridges or anything like that. They are all... I saw them in the morning. They literally had a massive dumpster with a shovel, and they are shoveling ice in. And this ice is just melting. But every hour, regular as clockwork, someone comes along and refills this ice. So, just the neurons that get fired by that is just like, oh, I really, really fancy a cold drink
ice
now.
cold drink, that's
Fresh, because there's fruit there. I mean, the
Yeah.
fruit is fresh, but they don't actually sell it. What they do say is the bloody Coke and the Sprite that's behind it. But it's ice cold. It's fresh. Look, it's a market stall holder. This isn't some Disney chain store selling it. This is a market stall holder. Really, really cleverly done. But they at no point do they forget the margin. It's how cheap can we buy it for? Because the food is all bang average food at top dollar prices. We went along. I think we had a sandwich and fries and a milkshake, and then the kids had chicken nuggets and fries and a drink, and that was 60 quid.
Oh, really?
It's
Wow.
extortionate food prices. But they never forget. Actually, it's all about the margins for us. It's all about creating those experiences that people are willing to do that. Because you can take your own food into Disney. There's nothing to stop you making a sandwich and taking it in with you. But Disney create that experience that you don't want to. Or you don't want to, but you do enjoy giving them your money.
Yeah.
And they certainly give you every opportunity to do so.
I'm going to use it quite frequently because I coined it when I was baby on a thing. Really, it's like you have money making opportunities, haven't you? But these guys rely on money taking opportunities, and they take your money at absolutely every opportunity that they can. And that's no matter where you are, that side of the water or where I've been this side of the water.
Yeah,
it's just money taking opportunities. So that's what you kind of need to be looking out for in your own businesses. What those would be.
Now you've been to theme parks, tourist attractions. Obviously, I've been to the theme park. Photo opportunities. Those are. That's the obvious one, isn't it?
Oh wow, yeah. I going back yesteryear kind of thing, going to the old Alton Towers or whatever else, and many years ago.
I've never been to Alton Towers. Don't know if I've ever mentioned that.
You've mentioned it, mate, but I think we might have to have a trip there. Anyway, that's beside the point. And it always used to have it was the photo on the ride while you're going down the Big Dipper bit, and there's your photo, and that's the thing you kind of go and pick up now. But nowadays they've turned it into a masterclass in art. Pretty much, and again, money taking opportunities. So certainly for us, the ones that kind of we went to here. So we went to Shrek Adventures, and there were lots and lots of photo points, and most of those photo opportunity points were while you were queuing. So they were kind of you get into the queue, and whilst you're in that queue, by the way, they've also put in a sweet stall or a merchandise type stall. So you're kind of queuing next to that with your kids, waiting to go to the next stage, which was while you're waiting for your photo to be taken, so they could charge you for that later on. So you get your photo done. You get your card, and then at the end you go and hand the cards in, and you can see which photos you want. We'll carry on with that. And then, so at the end, what they kind of do is they say, right, well, you got all your photos. Let's have a quick look. And Shrek and London Eye, and there's one other that we got. I can't remember. Shrek and London Eye will certainly go for. Shrek was almost a faux leather bound book with Shrek Adventures on it, and you've got lots of Shrek stuff going through there. And then in between that, they've put your photographs. using the green screen and interjecting you with Shrek, and you're doing something else, archery or something like that. The London Eye, you're going through, and they put you on the top of the pods, and they do all sorts of stuff like that. So, but it's inside this lovely presentation. There's a lovely presentation book, and actually you're now buying a premium product, and you don't think it's necessary, but you didn't think necessary because you kind of used to paying £10 for a photo, £15 if you want to. But yeah, so now you're kind of paying £25 for this premium product, which has only got 2 or 3 photos in it that they've taken whilst you're in a queue. and actually, you do feel like you kind of need to have it at the end of it, because actually it's something, it's not a bit of card with the photo that you could have taken with your phone. It's now a book, and it's something you can show everybody and go, actually, look at this, and something you can reminisce with when you kind of like looking back over your holiday experiences. So it's, and that's really good, I think. Went to Chessington, you ended up with bits of paper again, and that's. But again, it's whilst you're in a queue, you kind of the longest part you spend in the queue is queuing to get your photo taken before you move on to the ride. They put these little huts in there now with green screen and stuff, and yeah, so in there, for example, it's again £15 for one, or £20 for two, or £30 if you want a DigiPass for the whole day per person. Which, again, bundling, but actually, if you're going to go on several rides and you do want to have the photos from those rides, it makes perfect sense. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. So upgrade from your £15 to £20. Actually, £20 to £30 isn't a jump, and it's like, I'll do that.
Whereas, I think we paid something like $180 for Disney's Photo Pass, and that is basically you get all the photos. So anytime you go on a ride, you come off the ride and you see your photo, and you just scan your card at the bottom, and bing, it just automatically adds that photo to your account. Disney have got photographers, like professionally trained photographers, all over all of their parks. So anytime there's anything remotely going on in the background, the Magic Kingdom castle's in the background, or there's the character meets or anything like that, there is a professional photographer there, and you can just literally rock up to them and say, can you take our photo please? And they go, yeah, of course I can. Line you up, they get you doing all sorts of fancy stuff, and they do stuff like interact with you. So one of the guys on our first day said, right, well, put your hand out flat like this, and positions it, and then by the time you actually get the photo, Tinkerbell's on your hand or something like that. Or they do some animation stuff with like the Toy Story ride. So we went on, you're shooting aliens, and then when you get the video at the end, it's actually you're shooting these aliens, but then there's an animation of Buzz Lightyear going around, and you have saved us. We are eternally grateful.
Just like that. Yeah. Is that Buzz or Woody? That sounded like Woody.
That was the aliens. Do you remember the little aliens? The little aliens with 3 eyes.
Do they speak like that?
They do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have saved us. We are eternally grateful.
Oh, okay.
I thought they're selling towels. One for $25. It's the same voice. But $180. I mean, if they'd said to me, it's each photo is going to cost you $5, then I'd probably say, I won't have that one. I won't have that one. I'd end up with about 5 photos. But because it's $180, we go, right, we're going to get our money's worth. There's a photographer. Let's chase him down. Right, let's make sure we get a photo. Right, boys, you're having a photo with this character. I don't even want to meet this character. It's tough. You're having a photo.
And of course, while you're doing that, you're not in the queue, are you? So that's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's filling your day up for you.
But
but providing you with an experience.
It's interesting, different on the queues, because Disney don't sell in the queues at all.
Okay.
So the queue is all about entertaining and building excitement. So they don't sell anything in the queues. It's all just this stuff there to entertain you and interact. They're moving more into like holding pens now. So a lot of the newer attractions are tending to be more 3D show based. So it's a ride still, but it's actually you're in a car and there's a 3D screen either in front of you or both sides of you. You pretend you're in a truck and you've got King Kong attacking dinosaurs either side of you, and you ride along that way. But during that, during the queue for that, you go into a holding pen, and you'll be entertained by some animation or a film or something, or some live one. I mean, there's a new Jimmy Fallon ride that just opened literally the week we were there. And you go in, there's almost like a museum tour. There's some artifacts of different hosts of the Tonight Show, and there's some stuff on the walls. And then a live band comes out and plays, 4 minutes of music. And you just you're watching a live band. Oh, that's good. What you're actually doing is you're queuing for the ride, because the people in front of you have watched the band, they've gone through the museum, they're now sat on the ride, having the ride done, and literally everything is timed to the exact second. So the minute that ride finishes, the doors open, They start filing out. Our doors open. We start filing in. Literally, this person is leaving. You're right on their tail, just about to take their seat.
Yeah, yeah.
Time to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the customer experience is king, I think, at Disney. Everything they do, and we talked about with the smells before, but it is all about creating those memories, creating those endorphins that people will go home and they'll talk about it and they'll say, oh my God, you've got to go to Disney, it's once in a lifetime, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. That is their business.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, I don't know if you know the history of Disney, but Walt Disney was Mr. Magic. Mm-hmm. I'm going to create everything. Did not have a head for business at all. His brother Roy Disney was the businessman. He was the guy who would have been sat there going, yes, we need to I need to look at the margins here. I think we need to look at our bundling. Oh, we need to look at the opportunities we're going to sell to people. Whereas Walt was very much, how can we just make it magical for people? How can we make it as amazing as possible? And you can see elements of both throughout. And like I say, we talked about the money grabbing opportunities. I'd say it's Roy, but it's probably Roy gone a bit further with the corporate greed.
I'm going to jump a couple of points there, but this is really down to their systems and their processes. They've kind of got those in place, haven't they, to provide the best experience for the consumer that they possibly can.
Yeah.
And there is not going to be, you're not going to have a bad experience at Disney.
No.
That's not the way they're set up, and the process and systems that they've put in place make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And if there is anything time when you're unhappy, then I bet there's a huge, huge machine behind the let's resolve this and get this working out for you.
Absolutely. I mean, Disney is built on systems and processes. You think it's this magical process whereby everyone just knows what they're doing. Mm-hmm. But the reason everyone knows what they're doing is because they've been given a regimented list of, if this happens, you do this. If this happens, you do that. I mean, we said before about we're in the fast pass queue, and there's a member of staff there whose sole job is to check people into the fast pass queue, and all of a sudden you walk up to this queue with a query. Well, actually, we need to come back time, and there's 4 of us. Oh, by the way, our card isn't working. And she then spends 2 minutes dealing with one person, which means that queue doesn't get attended to. Only it does, because within 10 seconds of her going off dealing with one person, someone's appeared out of nowhere and has taken her place and is now checking people into the queue, because they're just aware of, well, if that person gets stuck talking to one person, the fast pass queue doesn't get attended to, which means the fast pass queue backs up, which means that creates traffic jam here, and it just has a knock-on effect on the whole park. Everyone knows exactly what they're doing, and they're given autonomy up to a point. Mm-hmm. They can do whatever is necessary to make the customer happy, but then they're also given pointers on how exactly to make the customers happy, and you can see when it goes wrong, because we had a few cast members, as they like to call their members of staff, who clearly didn't fit in.
Is that Beauty?
No. See, again, Beauty did things absolutely perfectly. We were front row of the Beauty and the Beast show, and my 5-year-old was a bit starstruck with Belle in particular, and they're just finishing up the stage show, and he is going mad. He's waving at her, and then she just caught his eye, waved back, blew him a little kiss. He was like, Belle just waved at me. Little stuff like that is what makes those memories. But you get the odd member of staff or the odd cast member, as they call them, who just looks a bit grumpy. And you just think, because they are clearly.
Was he one of the dwarfs?
No.
Was he dressed up? Because there is supposed to be grumpy one.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't him. Okay. It was a woman. I mean, she did have a bit of a beard, but it wasn't quite that. But they stand out like a sore thumb. We had, I think, 2 people who think, "Oh, you don't fit here," and it was literally as simple as that. Just, you don't belong here because you haven't got that right attitude. Everyone else. I mean, literally from the minute you go in the park and they fleece you for $20 to park your car. How else are you going to get there? It's miles from anywhere. And they say, have a magical day. And you think, okay. I mean, some of them say it with real feeling, and some of them are like, you're just saying the line that you've got to say. But then you get some people, one of the photographers was one of the moody ones, and it was just literally, we said something, thank you very much, you're welcome. And it was like, You don't mean that, do you? You know. Or something like, yeah, it's my pleasure. It's like, well, it doesn't seem like it's your pleasure. It seems like you're just regurgitating the line that you've been given. And you can give staff members the material they need, but they've still got to have that right attitude. Otherwise it all falls down. For a company like Disney, if customer experience falls down, their whole business fails, because how else can you charge $7 for some crap churros unless people want to physically spend thousands and thousands of pounds going there? And I've met people while we're away who do it every single year. Oh, we only ever do Disney holidays. Why? Oh, because it's so magical. Yeah, kind of. It isn't. It isn't. I know it. I've seen the veil lifted, and I know why it's so magical. If you kind of just go with it and believe a little bit more, it's probably a bit more magical.
To believe.
Yeah, that's what they keep telling me.
That's good. Another thing they do really well, and I guess, and we talked about it a little bit, I suppose, with back when we did the Ray Kroc thing, and then we talked about systems processor just now, and some of that resonated from that episode, the way that kind of Walt Disney put things into place, and the way that he did for McDonald's. But things that they kind of do really, really well is ventures with other companies that kind of work with them, sort of thing. So I'm thinking with McDonald's was Coca-Cola Group, and they've got a great partnership there, and that's worked out. And every now and again they have something else. They have a Smurfs box at the moment for the kids, sort of thing. So they partnered with Smurfs as a joint venture to sell more films and to sell more Happy Meals. But Disney do that rather well with other things, don't they?
They do. I mean, Disney, it's mostly in-house. So most of what you see at Disney is a Disney product. So you'll see Disney Vacations will be trying to sell you a cruise whilst you're there, or trying to sell you a timeshare to their vacation club. Universal, probably more joint ventures than anyone else, because Universal Studios used to be, well, it will show you the stuff that we do from Universal Films. So
is that the Jaws ride?
Jaws isn't there anymore. Well, Jaws is there, but he's now strung up. He's now literally, you can go and have your photo taken in Jaws' mouth, but it's no longer Jaws the ride.
Okay.
They've done away with the backlot tour. Twister's gone. Everything's changing now. So Universal Studios has things like Ride Through New York with Jimmy Fallon. So that is an NBC television program that have basically paid to have a ride at a theme park that promotes their TV show. Right. There's a whole area devoted to The Simpsons, which is a 20th Century Fox TV program. So they've licensed The Simpsons from 20th Century Fox. There's Men in Black. I don't think that's a Universal film. And they've just got all these little tie-ins with other people. There's Fear Factor. Again, I'm not sure who makes that, but it's not Universal. And they've got all these tie-ins. Starbucks. There is a Starbucks in every park. There's no other chains there. If you go to any of the meal places, they're all dressed up as independent businesses. The window dressing is immaculate. Harry Potter, that's Warner Brothers. Scooby-Doo, Warner Brothers. These are all, very few of the attractions at Universal are Universal products. They're almost all joint ventures. We went to see the Blue Man Group just outside. So they've got a Blue Man Group theatre just outside of Universal Studios. But Universal are selling tickets to them. Now I did some maths whilst I was there, because we paid $200 for 4 seats, and it's £200 actually. Yeah, $260 or something like that. End up £200 for 4 tickets to Blue Man Group, and this was a 2,500 seat theatre, and they do a nightly show at 8 o'clock, and on Saturdays they do 2 shows, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So I kind of then got the calculator out. £50 times 2,500 times 8 shows per week. That's £1 million a week that one theatre, which is just a joint venture with Universal Studios, is making. Now that's immense. I mean, I saw the Blue Man Group originally back in Las Vegas in 2004, and I think at the time they had something like 6 franchises of the Blue Man Group. So if you've not seen the Blue Man Group before, do YouTube it. They are fantastic to watch. It's basically 3 guys doing a mime show for 2 hours. They've got blue face paint or blue rubber masks on, so you can't see who they are as such. Mm-hmm. They are anonymous people. They don't talk for 2 hours, and they play drums with paint on, and they throw marshmallows at each other. And
traditional clowns, then, but without the nose.
It's
just clowning about.
It is clowning. It's mime. It's yeah. There's some music involved. It's a fantastic show. It's a spectacle to see. But yeah, to say that one franchise we know is making £1 million a week. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many there are across the States now, but I would imagine there's one in every major city. Maybe not doing nightly shows. I mean, certainly Vegas, they will be doing nightly shows. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's a franchise that's got the potential to be making a couple of $100 million a year from, as you say, a bit of a clown show, a bit of a mime act. Yeah. But given that 21st century spin.
So, guys, who could you be talking to complement your business and to find a venture with? Really, have a look at that. There must be some part of your business that you can share with somebody else and be very lucrative, I guess.
Oh, it is. I mean, it's thinking outside the box. I mean, at what point did anybody think, I know what's a good subject for a roller coaster? It's a 10 p.m. TV show where someone sits on a sofa and chats to people. It's like, hang on, I mean, can you imagine going to Alton Towers saying, yeah, right, now we're going to get on the Jonathan Ross ride?
Oh boy, what he could was.
Be better than a Graham Norton one, right?
No, let's not say anything else. That's really good. Yeah, we've talked at length about upselling, and that's one of the make it a kind of no-brainer. We've talked about that, haven't we? At length about lots of different things. Just make it no-brainer. You can kind of command your own price then, really, as long as they have that experience to go with it. They feel they're getting a premium product, then you can kind of charge a premium price.
It is. It's giving people the opportunity to, and we were given that opportunity every single day. The minute we got to that car park, and they fleeced us for those $20. Every day we were offered the opportunity to pay $40 for preferred parking. Now, we were offered that in several different ways. Do you want preferred parking? That was probably the worst. The best one was actually, I recommend you go for our preferred parking option, which will get you into the attraction quicker. Mm-hmm. So, we tend to get to.
Oh, you've got little ones with you. Oh, you won't want to walk so far, then will you? So how about you take our preferred option? Because that's much easier, isn't
exactly, it? I mean, to be fair, it was not much of an upsell because to me it was $20 extra, and it meant that you still had to get on the tram, you still had to park in the car park, you still had to get the tram from the car park to the park, but it meant that you spent approximately 3 minutes less on this tram.
Right.
It was like, well,
which was already full by the time you got to you.
Well, exactly, yeah. I know on the last day we were parked in preferred parking anyway, because we got there so early that it was like, oh, well, this park's full now, I'll stick them in preferred. Okay. And then we got on the tram, I was like, well, this is like one stop further than we would have gone anyway. But they were given that opportunity.
And then building it up as a product. Actually, you want to do this, so it's a no-brainer. I mean, why would you want to park this further away? Yeah. Why would you want to?
I mean, I'm speaking to people who been to Disney, say 5 or 10 years ago, who said, "Well, you never used to have to pay to park. So now you've gone from free parking to it's going to cost you $20 to park. So over a fortnight, that's going to cost you an extra $240. Or it could cost you $500 if you want to do preferred parking." So at some point, someone's looked at this and said, why are we letting people park in our car park for free? Because, again, systems and processes, that car park is a military operation. Yeah. Because, I don't know how many cars come in every day. I would imagine it's about 10,000. No, it's probably more than that. It's probably 25,000, 30,000 cars every day. They've got to avoid pedestrians getting run over. They've got to make sure that when people park, they park correctly. They don't bang into each other. They don't all drive around the car. They know where to go in, where to come out, where to find their cars again. And it's just, it's staffed very, very well. That costs money. So, at some point, someone said, well, let's charge some money.
It's a tenner at Alton Towers, or it's £3 at Chessington. They do across the, it's here too, basically. It's, actually, everyone's got to get there. There's only one way of getting there, and that's by car, unless you take a coach trip. You get there by car, so you've got to pay. I mean, it's an extra on your ticket.
Do you want? So you got the unlimited pass for the photos, $180. But would you like, whilst you're here, would you like the DVD of the roller coaster ride you've just been on? So one of the ones at Universal, it's got multiple camera angles, it's got your own personalised soundtrack. So $35, you can walk away with the DVD of your exact ride. It's not some grainy image that's just been flashed quickly whilst you're on the scary bit. This is a 2-minute video of you on the ride, going up, going upside down, going vomiting all over the person next to you, whatever you're doing. But they're given the opportunity to do
bringing
that.
that into kind of our business, really, because I mean, we always talk about 80/20s, don't we, for all of these things. So nobody's going to go out and buy the DigiPass and then buy the DVD and buy everything else that kind of goes with it. And anything they say, oh, do you want to pay for this? And you say, yes, please. Not everybody will want to do that, but there'll be some that do want to do that, and that's the ones you're attracting there. And then you keep building up these layers, don't you? So the basic one is you pay for your mission, so you've gone in and you don't pay for anything else. Well, there'll be a large percentage of people who do that, maybe the AC20, and of that 20% that are left, they've paid for the next level up, and of that, and we've done that in our business with our racing tips. We've got several membership levels, and we do exactly the same thing. So our basic one is free, and then we have another level above that, and another level, and our top level is nearly £40 a month. So it's not everybody goes for that one, and it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But for those that it is, it's available for them. So it's kind of
you could do Disney on the cheap. You could buy a park ticket from one of the roadside places, which they quite often they've got like someone has got a 14-day pass and there's 3 days left on it. Or you've got a 3-day pass. You can walk to International Drive, perhaps from your hotel, which perhaps you go for one of the cheaper hotels that's 2 miles away. You could walk to there. You can get the free bus from one of the hotels there to the park, so you're saving on the parking. You could take your own lunch in. You could take tap water in with you and then refill it if you find one of the things. You could not buy any of the photos. You could do it on the cheap. Or you could pay, I think it's $600 a day, and have your own personal guide take you around Disney, and you don't queue for anything. You just literally, go, it takes you all through all the backstage areas, so you don't even have to deal with the crowds walking through the streets. You just go, right, I've finished with this ride now, we're going to go straight on that ride, and he just literally takes you through a tunnel, straight to the front of the queue. There is no queue for you. And even you pay for the fast pass, you've still got at least a 5-minute wait, 10-minute wait on most rides, whilst the fast pass queue processes. But their top option, no, you don't. When the real VIPs do Disney, that's what they do. And Disney recognised that actually, if you give someone the opportunity to pay £2,000 to come along to Disney for a day, someone will pay that. The majority of people won't. So giving people the opportunity to spend an extortionate amount of money.
So guys, how can you introduce that into your business? How can you bundle some stuff together in order to be able to charge them an awful lot of money? How can you do that? You don't have to, it's there, it's available for those that want to do that. Have a little think. It's easy to do. If you need any pointers, pop a comment if you're in our Facebook group, bigidea.co.uk/Facebook. If you're in there, pop a comment on the thread saying, this is my business, how can you recommend us to do something that's premium? How can I ask for some more money? How can I have a money taker in my business, if you like? Put it in there and we can kind of help you out, or members of the group will be able to.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You got a closing thought, John, haven't you?
I have, yeah. It's
I'll get the bleeper ready.
You ready for it, yeah? Okay. It's not yet. I'm going to just drop it on you unexpectedly. It's a term that I came up with whilst I was away.
Bleep. No.
And it's... Right. If you were to get an unexpected tax bill right now, and they say, right, HMRC write to you and say, right, Jace, you've got £7,000 to pay, and we want that money, right, 40 that, it's coming. What most people don't do is they don't have that same approach to the holidays. So they'll look at it and say, right, let's price up doing Disney. Right, it's going to cost us £7,000. Oh my God, I can't afford that. Let's not book it, or let's wait a few years until we can book it. Well, actually, if you said, to hell with it, let's book it, then you create that oh shit moment.
Beep.
I was really late, that one. Where you just have this oh shit holiday. I'm going to keep saying it just so you have to believe it all out.
Sorry, Lee.
You create this moment where you just go, oh my God, I've got to pay this £7,000 bill in 14 months' time, because you pay a deposit now, and then you can put some away every month. You find a way. Otherwise, you'll end up at Skegness or Bognor Regis.
Well, no.
Apologies to any listeners from Skegness or Bognor Regis.
They're really nice places to go on holiday.
I've never been to either.
Why?
Yeah. But it's moving that concept, moving that you're thinking from I can't afford that to I'm going to pay it. I'm going to book it, and I'll find a way to afford it. How can I afford it? It's the old rich dad poor dad. How can I afford this rather than I can't afford that?
What do we need to do to make that happen?
Yeah, but I just creating that crisis, because I say if HMRC wrote you and said you got this tax bill, it's got to be paid in 12 months' time, 14 months' time, you've got a choice. You'd pay it. So do the same holiday. Just book it. Don't come crying to me when you can't afford it next year. But no, seriously, you've got those 14 months to pay for it, and right, I've got to pay that £7,000 bill. That £7,000 can go to the taxman. That £7,000 can go to the holiday. One of them, the taxman don't even say a bloody thank you letter when you pay. You send them £7,000. They don't even say, oh, thanks for that. That's going to pay for an NHS pen pusher for like 5 weeks. You spend that same money on a Disney holiday, you get to go to Disneyland. How cool is that?
It's pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty good.
Just make sure you budget for a lot more money when you're actually there.
Which leads me to my kind of takeaway, really, and that's kind of dealing with your customers' pain. Because no matter what you do in your business, there are going to be points of pain that your customers are going to have. And for us going to theme parks, well, they're a fantastic experience. For me, it's queuing. I hate queuing. If I see a queue's going to be more than 20 minutes long, I really wouldn't like to be standing in it, particularly with kids, to be fair. But for most of the theme parks over here, your queues are around about an hour to hour and 20 minutes kind of time for any of the big rides. So how do they kind of address that? Well, they'll upsell you a fast pass to get you through there, won't they? Or they'll do things in the queue. You were talking about characters and animations and stuff like that during the queue. They don't do that over here. They'll take your photos so they can charge you a bit later on.
Save some sweets.
Or save some sweets, or hey, some popcorn and things while you're waiting. It's like, that's an amazing idea. In the queue, so you stood next to it for 10, 15 minutes, which is marvellous. There's no anywhere else to go with your kids who are in the queue, and you're not really wanting to stand waiting for their ride with Mr. Shrek. But I'll have some popcorn or whatever, that's good. So so it's reducing the pain for your customers, no matter what that might be.
I do.
If you have one, put them in the Facebook group and we'll talk about what you can do about it.
Absolutely. And as always, show notes will be up on the website, which is
bigidea.co.uk/podcast.
Well remembered.
Thank you.
And we'll be back here next week with episode 22. We shall see you then.
Thank you, guys. Oh, about 45 minutes.
Pretty good.
Yes. So what was it you kind of will do? No, it's not this assignment about knowledge management and decision making, looking at what tools can we use for. Okay.
Throw and for.
Through. Something like that. Groovy. So that was our trip away, and every day is a school day, and it was even on holiday.
It was, yeah, very much so. Never always learning, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, the greatest way of kind of doing it is swiping up what other people are doing and then trying to apply it into your business and making that work. And if you can do that, whilst you're on holiday, then that's got to be a better idea. Maybe than just sit reading books or whatever else. Yeah. Not knocking books, but it's great to be out and living it and experience it, see how it works, see what systems and processes look behind what they're presenting to you, if you like, and then you've got some idea how you can put that into whatever business you're running, whatever business. It doesn't make any difference at all, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I mean, one of the parting thought about the Disney experience really is that we always say that don't compete on price, compete on experience. And if you compete on price, you've got to be Tesco's, you've got to be Walmart in the US, you've got to work at scale. If you work at experience and you've got nice high margins, you don't have to scale. Obviously Disney, you've got the best of both worlds because they've got super high margins, they do work purely on experience, they do not compete on price. At no point throughout that entire part do you see anything on sale. Nothing is discounted. But they've got scale, they've got massive scale. Because they focus so intently on the experience. I imagine they've got Walt and Roy just, they're both dead now, but the two warring factions, one is focused intently on the customer experience, one is focused intently on making money. And I'm sure that if they go too far one way, then the other one just pulls them apart and says, hang on a minute, we're not making money on this. And if they go too far on the making money way, they go, hang on, that's not true to Walt's legacy. Yeah. And there's little bits throughout the park where they're rebuilding. They've got, I think, a few of Walt's quotes up about imagination, how we're building a magical place, and we're all about innovation. And it's like actually they do remind themselves that this was Walt Disney's baby. It was all started with a mouse, and it's all about customer experience. So, yeah. Well, that's cool, guys. Hope you've enjoyed our first Tuesday podcast in some time. And yeah, have a great week. And as always, we'll be around in the group if you've got any questions relating to anything Disney, London.
Your customers' experiences, your customers' pain points, premium pricing.
Yeah. And where
you put a lot into this.
And where you holidays for next time.
Let's have a public accountability for your
Euroshit holiday.
Euroshit holiday.
Don't miss it then. Don't miss it then. Just book a shit holiday, will you?
But we'll be back next week.
We will.
On Monday. Back to our Monday lunchtime slots next week. And for the CB future. Foreseeable future.
Cool. Have a great week, guys. See you later.
Take care. Bye.